Hello, this is Mark Anderson from Andertoons.com, and I'm going to show you how I ink my cartoons. We're going to do two different cartoons here in about 8 minutes. I generally ink pretty quickly. Oh, there's my big giant hand. My hand is really big and I work really small. So what I'm going to do in this video is draw a little bit, pull my hand back so that you can see what I've done, and as I move right and down, it's going to be easier to actually see the inking as it goes. Just hang in there with me. It's going to get better, and you're going to be able to see more as I draw a little bit more. But I apologize for my big, gigantic hand. So we're doing two cartoons. We have a sales cartoon. You can see the sales graph there in the background, and then about halfway through, then we're going to do another cartoon. It's a lawyer cartoon with a dog, which is always fun. Dog cartoons are fun. So I start with a pencil sketch. I'm working on a light desk on my drafting table. I've got a really thin light desk that I like a lot, and I'm able to move it around fairly well. So what I do is I take the pencil sketch and I tape it to the back of a piece of the piece of paper that I'm going to be using. I use Borden and Riley bleed-proof paper for pens, and the pen I'm using is in fact I have one right in front of me here. It's a Faber-Castell, something like that, Pitt Artist brush pen. I really like these. I like the variances in line that I can get, and I can work pretty fast. Oh, that guy's surprised. Hello. So that's what I use, and as I said, I work pretty small. This cartoon is probably somewhere between 3 by 5 or 4 by 6. And there I'm drawing the conference room table, and I realized that I forgot to do the projector. Something needs to be projecting that on the screen, but I didn't have it in my pencil sketch. And rather than stop and go back in and sketch it in, I just decided, I've drawn a lot of these things, so I just drew it in right there real quick. It's not a big deal. It's just a little box. I had toyed with the idea of saying, well, it's an overhead projector in the back that you can't see. But I thought, no, you really need to be able to see the projector putting that up on the screen. So just tossed it in there. I move pretty fast when I ink. I know other cartoonists will pencil very carefully. I know other cartoonists who don't pencil at all, who just ink until they get it, which is really nice. I can't do that. That's not how I work. Whether I'm using a pen to put in the sales text and the little point on the arrow there at the end. Put a few things here on the projector, and then I'll use it to write in my signature and my caption. But yeah, I feel most comfortable using a sketch and inking off of that. I think the thing to be careful of when you do that is that you don't worry too much about getting it to look exactly like the sketch. The sketch is an outline. And when I'm inking, and this is going to sound like an odd combination, but it's sort of a studied carelessness. You want that ink line to really look like you just dashed it off. You just threw it on the page, and because if you go really slow, a new cartoon. If you go really slow, that line is just going to die right on the page. That's an earlier ink that I had done that I got like 2 or 3 problems right away, so I just started over. So here I am starting on the dog lawyer cartoon. So yeah, when I'm inking, I really try to make sure that it just looks dashed off. I'm not really worried about getting all the lines exactly right. Little mistakes, I'll even put a little mark on the final art to fix it in Photoshop, and I'll make a little arrow, and of course that'll all get fixed. But even then, I only use Photoshop for if I really like 95% of the drawing and there's one glaring error that I need to fix, I'll do that. But even little errors, I like little things where the line goes too far, or, well, that hand looks more like a squiggle than a hand. I'm okay with that, because I think that's it feels real and authentic and organic, and I just like that feel. So we're about 5 minutes into the video. We got like 2 or 3 minutes left to go. But you can see I'm already on the second cartoon. This is a dog at a lawyer. And he's talking to the lawyer. The lawyer has his hands folded there. That was the part that sort of tripped me up on the first one, was those lawyers' hands folded like that. I really wanted him to look like he was sitting back in the chair, considering this carefully. That first cartoon, I was talking, the caption on it was there's a sales graph, and the sales graph goes up, down, up, and then it goes way down. Then you see like 3 bouncy lines, and the caption is something like, "Wow, I've never seen it bounce like that." The idea that the line picked up so much momentum on the way down that when it hit the bottom of the sales graph that it actually bounced a little bit. This one, the wording is trickier, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm trying to read it sideways now as I'm watching this. It's something about, "I'll take your case, but I need to know everything. Mailmen, what was it? Mailmen. Boy, I can't read that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Mailmen, hydrants, that's the other thing, and chew toys with a grudge, everything." The idea that if he's going to take this dog's case, that there can't be any surprises. I thought of this while I was out walking one morning with my coffee, and I was thinking about dogs and chew toys, and I just really liked the idea that a chew toy would really hold a grudge. And that phrase, those couple words, "chew toy with a grudge," I actually laughed out loud on my walk. It's like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm walking down the sidewalk with my orange cup of coffee, and I'm laughing while I'm listening to my iPod about this chew toy. And I guarantee there's someone on the other side of the street looking at me like I'm a loon. Like, "Oh, it's one of those people." No, it's just your friendly neighborhood cartoonist, Mark Anderson, Andertoons.com. So we're finishing up here. There are the books in the background to denote the lawyer's office. And that looks pretty good. If I were this lawyer, I might take this dog's case. You know what? He looks like he got a bum rap there. That lawyer's missing an ear, though. He has no ear and no hair. I think I put that back in. There I'm writing in the caption so that I don't forget it. So. And I don't want to forget to please visit Andertoons.com. There's thousands and thousands of cartoons on all kinds of topics, including dogs and lawyers and sales graphs and other things. So I hope you enjoyed watching me ink, and I hope you learned something and enjoyed my ramblings. I'm hoping you enjoyed them more than the person across the street from me when I was thinking of this. I probably sound more coherent coming from a video like this than across the street shambling along with my coffee. Oh, hey, here comes the ear and the hair. Hooray for me. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Visit Andertoons.com and have a good day.